Carl, we're doing Valentine's Day 2 weeks late, but why? Why are we doing Valentine's Day, huh? Why are we doing Valentine's Day?
We're doing Valentine's Day because one of us maybe saw Taylor Swift in concert and felt like Taylor Swift needed to be watched in film that same weekend.
That's so fair enough.
To round out a Taylor Swift weekend. And naturally, it was bad enough that we could do it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, it was that or Cats, and we were like, you know what?
We weren't touching Cats
love
again.
Love is in the air. Love is in the air.
I was all for the Giver or the Lorax. I got outvoted. People wanted Valentine's Day.
My name is Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And
this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast. We watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Valentine's Day, which currently has a 5.7 on IMDb, an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.6 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
Ooh, okay. Intertwining couples and singles in Los Angeles break up, make up based on the pressures and expectations of Valentine's Day.
Wow, that's absolutely huge,
Yeah.
considering it's simply one of the most nothing days of the year.
Oh, you're a bit of a Grinch for love, are you? Okay.
Grinch for Love would be a great love song.
It would. It'd be a weird Christmas Valentine. You know, the awkward period in January where, like, you know, love's kind of dead?
Yeah.
That's when you want to release it.
Oh my god, Grinch for Love would pop right off.
I feel like it'd be like, I don't know, like a Johnny Cash kind of song, like Grinch for Love. It's kind of Bob Dylan could nail it.
Wow,
I think.
you've gone real classic singers. I just think sort of trashy people today.
I think Owl City could nail
I
Grinch
think
for Love.
maybe Megan Trainor would make a great Grinch for Love song.
Carl, before we get any further into this Grinch and Lover idea, should we go back to last week before we'd watch the movie?
Before we get any further, we need to round it out. Otherwise, we're going to lose the nugget. We've got to hold on to.
Listen,
No, it can't leave. What was
gone.
it called?
Carl, do you want to just flex on the audience? Do you want to just do that? Is that what? Because you know that's sparked this movie. Go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm seeing Taylor Swift this weekend, and I feel pretty lucky to have gotten tickets, and so we're making a full weekend out of it. It's a 3-day event.
I'm dropping them off.
Yeah, you are. You're dropping me and the rest of
This
everybody else
podcast
off.
has not gone well. I've really gone back into Ubering. It's tough.
We have
tough.
the entire plan set out. You're going to drop us off, and then we'll go in, and then we'll probably do like a bus back. So just so people know what the plan is. This will be post the weekend, so I can't give you any tips. None at all.
Here's the thing: got nothing, and I swear, God, afterwards we've got to talk about Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
So
that's right. So
it's
just
worthless
fine.
for fans.
The plan is to do a Valentine's Day cool down to remember that Taylor Swift is not a god, and she has made poor career decisions sometimes. Because I think after that Era's movie made so much money, I'm sure she's up on a goddamn high horse. And people forget what she has done in the cinema with, you know, what's that new one that she did? Not Armageddon, Amsterdam.
Oh, yes.
You know, she can't pick them.
No, but it's somehow it's crazy that Era's Tour might be her biggest blockbuster, right?
Yeah, it probably is. Probably a highest grossing movie she's starred in.
That's nuts.
That and that one episode of New Girl people love.
Oh yeah, and the Lorax, I guess people love.
Actually,
the
Lorax slaps.
They packed it out.
I would love her secret song to be "How Bad Can I Be," and she brings out Ed Helms live on stage. And if she doesn't do that, I'll just fucking cry and kill myself in the corner. Or she can do McCavity from Cats.
That would be huge.
If she doesn't do a joke song, I'll be upset.
It's upsetting because I think for 99% of people going to it, if she starts playing McCavity, I think they'll riot. And they'll kill it, and they'll start killing people.
I've made a McCavity bracelet. That's my friendship bracelet. Is I made a McCavity one for Cats. I'm so excited. You can't contain my excitement for this goddamn concert. And so yes, we are forcing everybody involved on the weekend to watch Valentine's Day on Sunday. Oscar, have you ever seen it before?
I have, and I think I saw it in cinemas. How
Wow.
crazy is that, right?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know when did it come out? 2010? So it must have been just like a family romp, which is it's a weird thing to go
you
to.
have been like 13?
Yeah, Mum was like, listen, Love Actually came out 10 years ago. You gotta check out this film. It's in the same vein. I was very keen. I think as a kid, I was like, that many actors packed into the room? How do they do it?
As a 13-year-old, you're so aware of the rise of Bradley Cooper.
Of course. I was like, give that man a couple of years, and I guess actually he started as he was making Valentine's Day playing Leonard Bernstein. Do you think he even crossed his mind of Leonard Bernstein? Do you think he knew who Leonard Bernstein was when filming Valentine's Day?
Surely. If he's got the confidence to break down and cry in front of Leonard Bernstein's kids, then surely at this point in time, his mind's just like, I cannot wait to play Leonard. Give me Leonard.
Who do we think is going to watch? Who do we think would watch Valentine's Day? Other than Swifties now going through...
That's
Taylor.
who it seems it's for, right? It seems like it's for Swifties.
I think all the Letterboxd stuff's like, doing it for Taylor. Doing it for Taylor.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be for people who I think hated whenever the scenes in Love Actually got dramatic and they said, could these not stay more bland? And could they not stay less emotional? And could they give us less?
Yeah.
I think it's if you wished Love Actually gave you less, that's who I think would want to watch Valentine's Day. Oscar, who do you think would watch Valentine's Day?
I don't think it's for singles of Valentine's Day. I don't think it's for couples of Valentine's Day. I think it's almost for this like secret third thing, you know, these I mean, it's just probably for the actors, huh? They probably laugh whenever they go.
It's just for the actors to make money.
Yeah.
It's just to give the illusion that any of these actors are big actors.
Whoa. What do you mean?
So,
You a hater? Listen, when I see Kathy Bates, I think that's a big actor. And it's because of this
She
film.
in this?
Oh, yeah. I read through that. I was going through, like, who's in this, and I went, oh, my God.
I saw the poster, I was like, Topher Grace was in this?
He was at the peak, okay? They got Spider-Man 3. They got Mr. Venom.
The other thing is, like, on a serious note as to who this is for, if you were looking at what the studio wanted out of this, this movie's specifically made just for people to watch over the 2-week period of Valentine's Day.
Yes.
That.
It's a 50 Shades, except it's not as horny. They're like, listen, we need a movie for people to go to who are bad at dating, but maybe a bit early on, and it's fine.
It's something that's fun enough for people who are single that can go to, and it needs to be something that's fun enough for people who are in a couple that can go to, and they need to make all of their money in a 2-week period, and then people need to forget it even existed.
I think that's the main thing, right? It's not meant to be remembered.
No,
I think
that's
almost
right.
as a studio idea. Like, we can't ruin these actors' career. We need to get them done, and then...
I'm sure the studio is going to be shocked, because obviously when we review a movie... The
boom
booms in popularity.
It's pretty crazy.
And I'm sure they're going to be like, Valentine's Day, this wasn't meant to be watched.
Oh, God.
This wasn't meant to be seen
Our
again.
16-year plan. I'm so sorry, Bradley. It's all gone to shit. That Oscar was minutes away. Then the Who Would Watch This Boys brought you back down.
I was gonna vote for Maestro for actor until I saw this. That's what I'll tell the Academy.
Carl, should we get into Valentine's Day?
How?
I don't know.
How could you simply get into this?
I simply don't know.
This is one of the most inaccessible movies I've ever seen. I don't know this is nonsense, the film. This was just characters meeting each other, then bumping into each other, and
wouldn't. Oh no, it's not. They're not even bumping into each other. It's like
they're just calling each other.
Hey, we met once, right? They go, I think so, and they're like, that's a connection.
Yeah, I timed this up until 45 minutes in the movie. You're still meeting new characters.
Yeah.
Still meeting new characters.
And when you say characters, I think we're being too generous there.
You're still meeting new actors.
You're meeting new actors. I don't think anyone's given... I think 4 out of, 26 are given maybe an arc. The definition of an arc. But that's generous.
Oh, which 4 would you say?
I would say the footballer. And I would say... Maybe one.
It's him.
One.
It's just
one.
him.
It's really him.
His is the only one that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, we can't stress this enough. There's a lot of beauty in this film.
It's also such a product of its time.
Yes.
It's so not diverse in any sort of way of like the spectrum of sexuality or diversity. So it was so funny when I was like, if this was made now, this would be like it'd be so much more inclusive. Look, obviously we'll give it props. One of the storylines involves a gay romance, so they've done the bare minimum.
I don't know if we can give it like props. It's more just like, look how shocking this is.
Yeah.
Who would think this? A good old man, gay. I couldn't believe it. I was out of my seat.
They did the bare minimum, which is Bradley Cooper rubbing a rose on a man's face and then just being like, guys, is this enough? Because Gary Marshall thinks so. Gary Marshall thinks this is enough representation for you. Also, it's Mardi Gras weekend, so I feel like this is a hate a crime.
Oh, what do you mean? You got 1 out of 26. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's good odds for you, huh?
The only other one that I think is also good that was really surprising is it does stick up for phone sex workers, which is the only other, like, thumbs up,
I don't think
right?
it either. I don't think it does either.
You don't reckon it does that?
I think we'll get into it, but I think Topher Grace is there with, like, man, it's 50-50.
No, Topher Grace is in the wrong.
Yeah.
Topher Grace is in the wrong.
Definitely in the
Okay,
wrong. And I think the film goes, listen, he had a point.
You're absolutely... It's weird because it is the director of Pretty Woman, so
Yeah.
you think it would... Which is the ultimate, like, sex workers are workers film.
Yeah.
So you'd think it was, like...
I think he was just horny when he made that. He actually fell into, like, being progressive film. He was like, I just want to see her naked.
He just had a great weekend. That's all he was doing.
Let's talk about this cast. We're going to start sprinkling through. First off, we're shown Jessica Alba and Ashton Kutcher.
They're waking up early in the morning. Ashton Kutcher doesn't even look like he's slept. Jessica Alba looks like she maybe got up 4 hours earlier, put on a beautiful face of makeup, and then went back to sleep. Who's to know? He proposes to her.
Yes.
And she's like, okay,
Pretty lukewarm on this proposal.
sure.
In fairness, yeah, it is. It's the morning of Valentine's
She's like,
Day.
I'll have a piece, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I'll have a little taste of that, but I don't want to... If this is how my proposal had gone to my partner...
Yeah.
I probably would have backed out. I'd be like, "Oh, you don't want this." I would have immediately
Don't make it awkward.
like,
Don't make it. Yeah, exactly. Just like his whole thing. I think during the proposal is, a crazy bit of advice from his parents to go, "Hey, if you ever find a girl that's too good to be true, you gotta lock her down early. I'm talking. You got 3 weeks in. Just put her in a situation where she can't get out of it. Corner her like an animal.
That's right.
Like a wounded animal.
They're like cage her and don't let her get away. And that's, I don't know. I guess that's the love of Valentine's Day.
That's our opening story as well.
It was one of those things where once he said that in his proposal speech
Yeah.
of like, "You're too good for me, and I'm going to lock you down, regardless of even if we get along. I'm just going to go off what my pup said," and you just go, "Oh, this is doomed. This right
doomed.
here is dearly doomed." Ashton Kutcher then goes about his day.
Yes,
so
he's a florist. I think this is the only real. He's probably the most connected of them all.
yeah.
Similar to Madame Web.
Yeah,
Her webs.
Yes, it's true. These are the webs of time, if
Yeah.
you will.
He's a florist and it's Valentine's Day, you know?
Yeah, there's a piece of this movie that makes me think it should have been like he is a florist. Really should be the connective tissue for every single.
Have you seen that TV show High Maintenance? It's about a drug dealer who sort of cycles around and delivers people weed.
No.
And it's sort of like a little self-contained story of him cycling around. Really good. It could have been that, and that would have been interesting. Crazy to put Ashton as like the main for that, but
Yeah.
but they'd been
Instead, they literally just got an actor who is high maintenance.
yes. Oh, clever.
Yeah,
That is
clicks.
clever.
Yeah,
Okay,
sick,
yeah,
alright,
yeah.
Because I think it was in Love Actually where they were going to make. I think Rowan Atkinson is cut from all of the other people's plots.
Yeah, he's
and
like
he was meant to be like Cupid in every one of them.
fun. Yeah.
So, it feels like that maybe should have been how this works because none of these stories. There's too many stories.
I gotta be honest.
There's about 45 stories
Yeah.
going on here, and really 6 of them are like feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like
There's no real beginning or middle or end. It's, I guess, just things.
Yeah.
And my notes, I'm looking. It's not even has like an order. It's just kind of like
it's just things that happen in a day.
Well,
Some
it
of them aren't
feels-
even related to Valentine's Day.
No, it feels like they had all the cameras shooting at once, and someone was in the control room just flicking between like, all right, this is interesting. Nah, it's not interesting. Going to the next one. Nah, it's not interesting either. And it was just them bored for 2 hours. Went, well, I guess that's the film.
Yeah, it's almost like you're just channel surfing mundane relationships.
Yes.
There's a part towards the end of the movie where 2 characters walk in and they go, "Oh, how was your Valentine's Day?" And they're like, "Oh, not good. We ended up on the same date with the same guy."
Which is-
and I was like, that's a better plot.
That's a better
That
plot.
sounds fun as hell.
Hey.
Why didn't we follow them?
Carl, don't be ridiculous, because we get into our second plot. Jamie Foxx and Kathy Bates are news anchors. Kathy Bates goes, "Hey, Jamie Foxx, you gotta just report the flowers."
Yeah.
And that sounds interesting to you? It isn't.
Jamie Foxx wants to be an anchor. They want him out on the town
Yeah.
talking about love.
Yeah.
And Kathy Bates has a blink and you miss it cameo where she goes, "Do what I say.
Yeah.
Earn it."
And that's it.
Yeah, that's
and that's
it.
it. I don't think Jamie Foxx has. I don't think know what to say about Jamie Foxx's character. He's kind of done.
Oh, he's done. He'll come back at the end.
Yeah.
It's So this is it's just meeting people. That's
Yeah.
all this is. So he then interviews Ashton Kutcher.
Yes.
Who works with George Lopez.
Yes.
At the flower place, and they deliver flowers together. And this flower place confuses me.
Yeah.
So it's this shop goes and buys all the flowers from the flower market very early in the morning, and then it's a coffee store as well. I think one of the things that really confused me was when did we get to 9 a.m.? Because most of the movies people making up.
We're not at 9 a.m.
No,
yet.
we're not.
We've got like
And it's
6
just
more
like-
weeks up to go, but
Yeah.
we're very early in this day.
We learned the fact that on Valentine's Day, 110 million roses are sold.
In America, yeah.
Do we think this is true?
I mean, 1 out of 3. I mean, that's the thing.
That
like,
seems like a goddamn lie.
But you're talking about bunches, you could be a bit like, if someone buys, 10 roses. I don't think the statistic's crazy.
I think it's nuts.
You think it's nuts?
I think, fucking argue it. I don't think that this is...
Now, hang on,
When was the last time you bought a rose?
For Valentine's Day?
Out yourself as a shit husband.
I don't buy roses because I think it's tacky. You gotta buy different flowers. One that they actually like.
You gotta buy Australian natives.
Oh.
That's what everybody wants.
That's exactly what
They want
want.
Australian natives. You gotta
And
get
they're
them a
beautiful.
wattle.
Oh, a wattle is the sexiest flower
The wattle's the sexiest of the flowers for sure. Up there with a fucking tulip. Holy shit, man! Getting
You
yourself
get a
little
couple
tulip.
you get a wattle and a tulip, you make them kiss like this.
Oh, dude, it's hot as hell.
It's
You
hot
don't
as
even
hell.
need to get a girlfriend. Just watch the two flowers
That's
go
the
at
hottest
it.
shit that's ever happened.
Yeah, damn, man. We should get back into gardening.
I kept jacking it.
How
That's the
sick
problem.
was gardening?
It's so hot.
So hot.
I got some hot. I got a little monstera out there, and
Oh,
it's
really?
my fucking god. It's
Dude,
the
I might
hottest
just
shit.
go roll around in a little bit of soil right now.
Dude, you fucking will.
I
My
might.
god.
Oh god. Do
You
I
dirty
water
fella.
it a little bit so it's maybe a bit of slop?
Yeah, you moisturize that
Yeah,
ground.
hells yeah, I will.
You absorb
yeah,
it.
fuck yeah.
You're a
It's
photo Simpson.
Valentine's Day.
Fuck it.
It's Taylor weekend. I don't care. Fuck it. God, who saw that conversation going that way?
It went well. Now we
Yeah.
get introduced to. We get another wake up call. We get Patrick Dempsey and Jennifer Garner.
Yes. Patrick Dempsey, he knows how to juggle apples.
Yeah.
And he won't stop doing it through
Won't
the
stop doing
film.
it, yeah.
It's like he as an actor's just learned it, and they were like, you've got to let me do it. It's a creative decision I need to show off.
The Grey's Anatomy guys are absolute Nazis. They won't even let me like juggle like medical tools. This is my only place I can relax. Okay, this is a safe
Ella
space for me.
Pompeo hasn't let me juggle once. Shonda Rhimes never lets me juggle. They never let me clown around on set. Do you know how many items I could do? I once tried to juggle Katherine Heigl. She hated it. Hated it, she did.
He's a little man whore, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It's fun that he's in this film with Eric Dane.
Yes.
Because there's fun little connections throughout the film.
There are.
In my opinion.
Well, I think
there's
it's fun.
duos.
There are duos.
Shall we talk? Okay, can we quickly talk about all the
There's
iconic
duos.
duos?
Yes.
We have McDreamy and McSteamy
Which is fun.
in the same film.
They don't interact.
They never talk.
Yeah.
Not even over the phone like all the other characters. We also have the incredible combo of Topher Grace and Ashton Kutcher
Yep.
from that 70s show. They never interact. Not once.
No, not at all.
They never cross paths.
We've got, I think, 4 Jessicas. I can't remember which one, but they're all the Jessicas.
We have a lot of Jessicas.
Yes.
We also have what I think is the most iconic
hit
duo
me.
in cinema. Shark Boy and Mr. Electric.
Oh my god, that's
Same
huge.
film.
That is actually
Same
huge.
film.
Oh my god.
Right?
It's pretty
After
crazy.
all these years. I know people were begging for Taylor and Taylor in the same film. Nah, man.
Mr. Electrodad and Shark Boy. My god, just great stuff.
It's so good.
We also got Julia Roberts and Emma Roberts.
Oh,
I tell you.
true.
Yeah.
And we've also got...
To the point that I think they just called them up while they were filming on set. It's like, do you know anybody else? We'll get them on for another $3 million.
Julia Roberts on the phone looking at her niece being like, you want to do it? She'll do it. So Patrick Dempsey, Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
Jennifer Garner's upset that Patrick Dempsey is flying out of LA
Mm-hmm.
on Valentine's Day and abandoning her. They're a new relationship. She thinks he's divorced.
Yeah.
I think let's just jump to it.
Yeah.
Turns out he has a family.
Yes.
How do we know this? He walks into his beautiful family. He juggles.
Juggles and lemons.
Juggles some lemons. Huh? That's what happens.
It's a
Jennifer
good-
Garner's
it's-
apples. Family's lemons.
Well, it's good character art because I remember which character he is.
It is.
It's like, oh, the juggling fella.
It is. And you know what's really good too is because at the end, when he's just alone, he's not juggling.
No.
And you know he's fallen out of love with the one art form he had.
Of course. Oh, you know what?
It's really
I'm
beautiful.
coming back around.
I'm coming back
That's
around
the first
too.
arc. That's the first arc.
That's the first arc done.
Yeah, easy. I'm pretty chuffed with that.
It's so broad. Patrick Dempsey only has a single shot of him with a pizza case at the end of the movie, and you go, oh, I guess him and his wife, I don't know what happened there, but I get, oh, okay, we're never returning to that?
We never get any
don't need
closure.
to know the conclusion. It's fine, I guess.
Don't worry, we get another wake-up scene. We got Topher Grace and we got Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Crazy couple, you know?
Oh, okay, so Anne Hathaway is never not taking photos.
Yeah.
And Topher Grace is meant to be a poor mailroom boy who lives in a beautiful apartment.
Beautiful house.
That can... You know how I know he's rich? He's got a punching bag.
Yeah. That's a pricey, you know?
Those are a pricey item.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever looked into buying a punching bag, I've gone, oh,
You've
God.
not looked into a punching bag.
I have.
No, you haven't.
I have.
What would you do with that?
Sorry, to hang it. Hang it somewhere.
As various decoration?
Yeah, for sure. You can do lots of things with it. I'd bedazzle it, maybe.
Oh, that is pretty nice. It
Right.
is Taylor weekend, huh?
It is Taylor weekend. I'd make it look like Lover, huh? You could make my bag could go through different eras. It'd be great.
They're fucking. I guess it's good. But,
We learn pretty quickly Anne Hathaway is a phone sex worker.
Yes.
She immediately leaves and then just pulls over to do her business.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think is so funny about her job as a phone sex worker, she never does it in a private place.
Yeah.
She's constantly doing it in front of people and then being like, oh, why are they being nosy? And it's like, you're being hypersexual and Russian at 6 a.m. in the morning on the streets of New York on a moped. What do you fucking expect, Anne?
I'm going to have a glance. I'm going to have a little glance.
Sometimes
I'm a curious little cat, okay? And sometimes that's an odd thing to happen.
one woman in a dressing gown walks up and is like, I'll join in on this threesome. I'm already wet from what you've been saying. And Anne Hathaway's like, how rude were you listening to
Do
that whole
you
conversation?
mind? Now back to this.
I just got plowed by Topher Grace up there. You have the audacity to walk up to me right now? I spit on you, woman.
We also get... So they're done. We'll come back to them.
Have we got more waking up?
We got more weekly up. We got Shirley MacLaine and an old man.
Forgot about this one. I'm going to say it right now. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about them at all. I hated theirs.
We'll just finish it up now.
It's so quick. She cheated on him.
40 years ago, and he's like...
With his business partner.
Yeah, he's
Actually,
like...
it's the best one. Let's dive deep.
Let's jump back into it.
Jump back into it.
In this universe, she is Shirley MacLaine, though, right? Because
I had no idea what was going on here. Okay, so I guess at one stage, this episode's a mess in terms of how to talk about it, because all the plots are so nonsensical. At one stage, Topher Grace goes to a movie by himself and gives a free ticket to Hector, and Hector's there, and Shirley MacLaine comes and watches it, who happens to be in the movie.
Yes.
And she comes dressed in what I assume she's wearing in the movie and disrupts the movie, and they kiss and make up. But I have no reason how we got over the cheating.
No. I think they're just like, you know what? He's dead. We're old, and let's face it, this is kind of it.
He's dead?
The business partner.
The business partner's dead.
Business partner's dead.
I would have loved it if it turned out he'd cheated as well. And it was like this thing just being like, you just can't go through 50 years of marriage without cheating.
What an odd message to send to Valentine's Day.
It'd be great. You were 14 in the cinema. You needed to learn.
I was like, oh, it's a part of life. When I'm 70, I'll remember this moment going, yes, it is. It's inevitable. Okay? We've got to have it at various mistresses throughout the whole my life.
All I can tell you is if you're watching the movie for just an hour and a half, there's two things, which is one, Patrick Dempsey having two different relationships is going smoothly, and her telling him that she cheated on him went bad. So lying is the way to go.
Don't finish it off, man. Okay.
So they wake up, they have a child.
Yes.
Who is very young.
Yep.
That they're the grandparents of. That child goes into the flower shop.
Yep.
And asks Ashton Kutcher for some flowers.
Yes.
Right?
For a girl at his school. Yeah, and you're thinking, age appropriate? No.
We'll save that.
Yeah.
Again, what this movie deems a twist is always hilarious because we all picked immediately, oh, it's probably for a teacher. This kid only has $13 and he wants a dozen roses.
Yeah.
He's laughing.
Oh.
What's a dozen fucking roses? Like $50?
Valentine's Day, you're spending $100 easy.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know what wacky time it was in 2010 in LA, but you're not getting that for $13.
Ashton Kutcher's like, oh, how could I say no to this kid? And I know. He could have said it very easily.
It's very easy. No, sir, you have not enough money.
I'd say your money's no good here.
He's also doing delivery as well, which is just an absolute waste of money. He's never going to reclaim that money back.
Oh, I know. It's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. It's crazy that he even goes to the school where his flowers were meant to go and doesn't deliver those
someone had
flowers.
another delivery, which was much more expensive.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's like this kid's he's doing it pro bono.
Yeah.
Because we should also set up Ashton Kutcher, when he was at the flower market, has been given the most special present
Yes.
to give to Jessica Alba at the end of the day. So he's going to hold on to that for a while.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that present's going to come back. It's going to come back.
I'm so glad it does.
This kid asked for a receipt after he's bought them, which I thought was psychopathic behavior. I don't think as a child I ever once asked for a receipt.
I didn't
especially
know what
from
it
a
was.
florist.
I didn't know. I mean, first off, you're going to return the flowers? Insane. But second, what's a receipt to a kid? It's just a piece of paper.
It's just paper.
Yeah.
It's just fucking paper.
It's just I just assumed it was like, hey, this is the proof that I bought a thing. And it's
I
more just like a
think-
little present on the side. It's like, hey, good on you. Or if you get wrapped in a murder case, you've got a little bit of evidence.
I thought maybe the receipt had come back. Like maybe he would go and give the receipt to the teacher.
Yeah.
And just be like, the flowers never came, but
Yeah.
this piece of paper proves that I love you. Or potentially this kid immediately wanted to make a paper plane, which is what I would have believed to be the truth.
Carl, getting introduced to more characters now. This is the heavy hitter plane, okay?
Oh, fuck, are we doing plane?
We're doing plane.
Here's what we've been watching, right?
Yeah.
So far, we've seen all of the characters wake up. It's now, we're on an airplane. It's Valentine's Day. 2 characters that aren't even awake yet. That's how early we are in on their plot. Somebody walks over to Bradley Cooper and Julia Roberts sleeping, puts a blanket on them. That's the scene.
We'll take a pause. I feel like they know who's the famous ones and who they paid the most money for.
Absolutely.
And they go, we need to make sure you guys think. They've done it enough that you kind of go, I think she was in that movie for a lot of it. They're not in it for anything.
No. They have 6 minutes of screen time cut up into 11-second segments scattered through the film.
It's like watching a Vine, and you kind of go, if you watch a Vine every, for 2 hours, you kind of go, I was on Vine for, 2 hours. No, you only watch 11 Vines.
Sometimes they don't even get the full fucking conversation done. Bradley Cooper can only get so far as the word Leonard, and then they cut off Bernstein. But it was wild to do. It was so quick to go and just establish, we'll come back to these two.
Yes.
Like, as if we didn't just go to them waking up.
Yeah.
But that's them going, we need more, or we need the audience to think there's more of them in this movie than there is.
Oh, of course, because let's face it, they're all on a plane set. I think it must have done it in, a day?
Yeah.
Everything in a day. Easy.
Julia Roberts was paid $3 million for 6 minutes of screen time.
That's crazy.
She got $12,000 a word.
I don't think she even says that many words. I think it's like a second, it must feel like.
Yeah, it was like $8,000 a second.
Oh my god, your math is just crazy. How are you doing that?
Sorry. Somebody looked at the IMDb VFX.
Have we got any more characters?
There's Eric Dane.
Yes, Eric Dane. He's a footballer.
Yep.
Everyone's like, your career's in the toilet because your career, you're done.
Yep. Everyone's just like, something's happened with you at football and nobody wants to touch you, you foul human being.
Oh, sorry. And then we get introduced to his agent, who is my favorite character of the whole thing. And dare I say, the only person I really want to talk about
Absolutely.
at length.
This is Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel's character is one of the most pathetic human beings I have ever seen depicted in something. Somebody so hung up on love, she does not even deserve it. I could not believe what this character does, how she lives as a human being. She made me sad to watch her life unfold on screen. I couldn't believe it. Oscar, thoughts?
I don't know why they put why have they done this to Jessica Biel? This is cruel in
This
her.
is so
This
embarrassing.
is such character assassination for her. She's a great actress, and what have they done? They've made her just this schmaltzy little assistant, okay? She's the assistant, she's the manager of this footballer. She's a wreck. Her whole office, she's sleeping in it.
She's
There's a
sleeping in
mess-
There's candy everywhere.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to use a fucking treadmill.
Yeah.
She's literally, like, she can't even get off it, and then she spills everything.
Yeah.
She hasn't even been is it like a publicist agent, manager, like, person? Has been giving no time of day to Eric Dane, so isn't even good at her job.
She's bad at her job. Her main concern is the fact that no one said yes to her lonely, pitiful party for singles on Valentine's Day.
Her party is the epitome of loneliness.
Yeah.
And frankly, I have no time for it. I just, when she kept on, like, refreshing, being like, why won't anyone come to my birthday party? And then shoveled candy down her mouth and then hopped back on the treadmill. I was like, God, how embarrassing is this for you as an actress?
It's one of the most
because it's not
depressing.
funny.
No.
None of it's funny.
No, you just kind of feel sad for her, don't you?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I've just looked at my notes. There's another 4 characters to introduce in this
You're kidding?
film.
Who?
We got Emma Roberts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Taylor Swift.
Oh my god, the whole fucking reason we did this.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god. Let's get into Emma Roberts.
Hang on. Taylor Swift meets somebody at the beginning of the movie.
Jennifer Garner. No
Oh,
clue.
yeah.
I don't know how. They're just in an elevator,
gosh.
but it's not explained because she must live with Patrick Dempsey's apartment. It doesn't matter. Let's get into Emma Roberts and her arc, I guess.
Yeah.
It technically is an arc.
Yeah, it
it's not
is
a good
an arc.
one.
Emma Roberts wants to fuck.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner, they're not ready to fuck.
No.
So Emma Roberts tells a teacher who's like, hey, you're going to help out at this thing at school? And she's like,
Ma'am, I'm going to get dicked down later tonight, so how about we schedule in a 4 p.m. because I'll be raw dogging at 3, okay?
what do we think the teacher was meant to do in this scenario? Just leave that be, or should she be concerned?
I don't know what the procedure is for a teacher that gets... I think you just have to... Well, I don't know. I think you should intervene, but I don't know what the rules are for that, you know?
What would you... Imagine if she shanked her. Just in panic. The teacher just shanked Emma Roberts and was like, I didn't know what to do. I don't know why you confided that information in me.
The principal comes over. This is why we give you shivs. You've done exactly what we wanted from you. We are a public school.
Kids, please
In downtown
remember,
LA.
the teachers have shivs in LA. It is Valentine's Day, and we have a right to shiv you.
If things go awry, we'll shiv.
We are more than happy to shiv. So this one, I think we can wrap this up nice and quick, okay?
Yes.
Her boyfriend,
Yeah.
who was in the After series that we
Huge.
reviewed on the podcast,
Yeah,
huh? So
very
there's
fun.
another iconic duo.
Yeah.
Just him, I guess. And then he goes to Emma Roberts' house
Yeah.
and scatters thorned roses over the ground, gets naked, has written a song.
Yeah.
Would
Would this
work?
make you come? Yes, it would. It would.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting
most
for
women
you.
are into sort of various things, sort of a Sleeping Beauty sort of situation, thorns around the whole thing, and
Yeah.
they love to be serenaded with a weird song. That's why Emma Roberts' mum, who rocks up, is kind of 50-50 on what to do with the situation.
That's true. When the mum rocks up, she's like, this works.
Yeah.
You're killing it, buddy.
She's got her hand on her personalised shiv, which most people do in LA.
That's how we know that her character is indeed a teacher in LA.
It's quite good. She's like, listen, you better serenade me. He's like, let me go. He steps on a thorn. She's like, all right.
She's
well,
like, no, that's enough. I'll shiv ya.
Shiv you right in the face. Right in the goddamn face.
He runs out of there naked.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he's in such a panic.
Yeah.
Because I think he should just... It's weird she entered the room and didn't just come in and go.
She thinks it's a break-in of entry. Oh, yes, sorry.
Like, once you know it's your daughter's boyfriend, leave the room.
Yeah.
Just leave the room.
Yeah.
It's because she then gets head-butted like twice.
Yeah.
It's quite a brutal scene. That's why she had a right to shank him.
Well, she did, and then his blood, he's naked everywhere.
Yeah.
At this point, now we're reflecting on the movie. I think Emma Roberts genuinely was ready for sex. However, seeing this sad sight and a shiv and blood everywhere, I think she's like, listen, I'm not ready for sex.
It's how we know you should never have sex before marriage.
No.
Because again...
That's
on
what
Valentine's Day, you can get shivved.
That's what the film's kind of, it feels a bit like that tone.
It does,
it's like
doesn't it?
it's too early.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have experimented.
The movie ticks off a great deal of things. It goes, don't have sex before marriage.
Lie
About
your once you're married, go fucking nuts.
if you're gay, do it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And just wipe flowers on one another.
Yeah.
Don't do it publicly.
No.
Don't you dare do it publicly. And if you're next to Julia Roberts on a plane, don't you ever confide in her that you're gay. Don't trust her. She's an army woman. Oh yeah, Julia Roberts is an army woman.
Yeah, I don't know why. I
She's
guess
fresh out of Iraq. I
Yeah,
don't know.
she just blew up a small school, and she's like, right, back to my kid.
Yeah. I assume, like that movie, it'd be crazy if she was just living the Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
And came back on Valentine's Day. It's funny, she was like, oh, I'm going back for Valentine's Day because you're with the ones you love on Valentine's Day. And it's like, but the war doesn't pause.
War does pause. It's similar to like when it's Christmas time.
Christmas on the Trenches?
Christmas on the Trenches,
Yeah,
similar
that's right.
time.
It's
It's
so
like,
fair.
shit, is it Feb 14th? Pause. All right, we've no more. We're just going to take a small break. I got to pop back to America and then be right back with you 15th
Bradley
of April.
Cooper as an American sniper.
Yeah, it's like,
just being like, I'm clear for the shot. It's Valentine's Day, buddy. Put the gun
shit,
down.
I got to go back home. Also, I'm
Where's
gay.
the cocoa? I'll share it with the people down there I was about to kill. Old time Valentine.
I feel like a lot of these people are in war films, are they?
Sorry. Well, I mean, it's what you do with
Shirley
your career.
MacLaine, I believe, was a terrorist in that film. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie.
So she's Ryan in Saving Private Ryan.
good for
People
her.
forget that. She just resembled a young Matt Damon.
Oh, is that everyone? I think Queen Latifah's in it.
Oh, yeah. There's so many characters.
Half the fucking podcast
We haven't
is
even
us.
talked about George Lopez.
Oh, God, and we wanted to. It's all we wanted to.
George Lopez steals the show by giving such a small amount of energy when he's on screen. And that's all you need in just a wide net of blandness. The
Let's
kids.
break down. Okay, who do we actually want to focus on? Okay, I think we can skip the middle of the film.
Okay, I think we can do obviously Ashton Kutcher, Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
There's the one that has the conflict.
Yeah.
And I think it actually has an interesting conflict. I just don't think they do anything interesting with it.
No.
Which is Patrick Dempsey comes into his flower store and is like, I'm sending off 2 sets of roses.
Yeah.
One to my wife, one to my mistress.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Kutcher recognizes the name and is stuck in a what should I do situation of should I tell Jennifer Garner that her current boyfriend is still married.
Yes.
That to me is interesting.
That to me is interesting. However, he decides immediately and then spends most of the rest of the film going, "Hey, listen, I gotta tell you something. Are you busy? Well, let me tell you. It's fine.
He goes to her school to give her flowers.
Yes.
From the man who is cheating on her, and takes her out of the classroom, abandoning the children on their own to have a discussion where nothing is learned or taught.
And here's the thing: when a teacher leaves a classroom, the shiv's out the way. The kids.
She had left behind her shiv.
Yeah.
People forget because Jennifer Garner, bad teacher. She
Yeah.
does. Everyone knows you need to have that little retractable sort of zip line thing on
Oh,
your
yeah, the
belt
business people have
for
that
the
for a shiv, yeah.
Yeah, you know, because you can't. At the end of the day, if you've lost your shiv, it's like a police officer losing your gun.
Yeah.
You know, the shivs are marked. They're tracked. You know, you'll know if somebody gets shivved. These aren't just like soap and razors. You know, they're sticks and twig shivs. They're sharp as hell.
Oh, you think the teachers are fashioning their own shivs?
Absolutely.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
They have to know what to do in case they're dropped
no
into
good-
a Hunger Games
It's
situation.
not good public funding. That's the problem. You know,
Well, it's LA.
It's LA.
It's LA.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? This is just, when we were in LA, the amount of times a teacher almost shivved us out of sheer concern.
Well, they were fashioning one. I mean, we did go around Valentine's Day. It was the day of love.
It's true, we were on the day of love.
Yeah.
Remember,
war stopped for that day.
War stopped when we were in LA and we got shivved. It was a really huge day. And I remember I said, "Sir, get me 110 million roses. There's some love to be had in this country."
Yeah, so...
Anyway, a full fight breaks out because Jennifer Garner left her kids alone.
Yeah.
Bad teacher. On top of this, we also learned Jennifer Garner's like, you're jealous that I spend more time with him more than you, because anytime you feel like carbs or watching a movie or anything like that, you come to me and not Jessica Alba.
It's annoying because I feel like in a film like that's not structured like this insanity, you would be a bit like, oh, she's the woman for him. But I don't think the film even ends with them together. I think it's just implied that they
have a smooch.
Yeah.
But you can't really go too far because it's all over a single day.
Yeah.
And frankly, at the beginning of the day, he did propose to somebody he loved.
So inappropriate, right? Because it's like not even she's a rebound. It's like the most like traumatic experience. He takes it incredibly well, by the way.
He also says at the end of the movie, he goes, "Jennifer, just so you know, you're not too good for me, and I will never put a ring on you.
I won't settle.
I'll
I
never
will
lock
not
you
settle.
down."
No, of course not. My parents told me one thing: if an ugly girl, a hideous monster, is trying to get on your junk, say no.
Say no.
Yeah.
Said step back, holster your shiv.
Yeah.
Say no.
Yeah.
If they sniff your palm, stab them. Isn't that crazy? He weaved that into his proposal speech.
It's pretty nice. His parents also did like keep wild animals and teachers around.
His parent was the Revenant.
Oh.
People forget that. All right, let's talk about the fact that Anne Hathaway
Yes.
is temping as the assistant for Queen Latifah,
Yeah.
who is the agent for Eric Dane.
Then what's Jessica Biel?
I think she's either publicity
it must be publicity. That's right, she is publicity.
Yeah.
Because on the biggest day of this
the biggest fucking day of his career.
He's been fired, and now he's come out as gay.
Yeah.
And she's like, listen, I've got a sad party to go to.
She's like, I can't do anything on this. I'm not going to set you up an interview. I'm not gonna do anything in regards to helping your career right now, even though it's simply in the trash. Because if I lost you, I'd lose all my money. I don't even care. I just have to go and get a comedically large piñata and get to the Indian restaurant by 6. God, she's sad.
It's just
She's so miserable.
Oh, it's an absolute mess. Now,
If this movie had any sort of kindness to its characters, they would have killed her off. They would have said, "Hey, Jessica Biel, you fell down an elevator chute."
you nailed it, because it is only set over one day, so you can't really give anything. Her plot point ends with Jamie Foxx,
Absolutely.
and them coming together.
Yeah.
I think his arc. I don't think he's in an arc. I think he just wanted to get laid. I think that was he kind of was like,
He's just lonely on Valentine's
Yeah, I think
Day.
he finished up work. He's like, I want to do a one night stand. She was like, yes. That's both their arcs, but you can't really give anything emotionally to that. So I think there should have been a double
You
suicide.
absolutely can't. And I think she also does the publicity for him. I think they were colleagues.
Somehow they're aware, I think media events. They've seen each other.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx comes in. She ends up bawling in tears in his arms and toppling over a box of chocolates that spills everywhere. And it was so many chocolates.
It was a good amount. I feel like in this modern day we're so used to shrinkflation, huh? This one was like, here's genuinely a kilo of chocolate.
Well, it was
It will
2010. It
crush
was a
you.
better time.
It was a better time.
It was a better time back then.
The GFC had just happened, and we were back on a big way, huh? War was done for today. We stopped all wars, Carl.
We'd paused the war. The money was up. Oil was down. And everything was okay.
And gold was stagnant. And that's really where you want to be in
true.
an economy.
People forget, if you want to get rich, you bet on gold on Valentine's Day.
Oh, can we talk about, let's talk about the main event, why I watch this, the Taylor and Taylor of it all.
Yeah, the Taylor and Taylor of it all. Taylor squared, if you will. Double Taylor, the Tay-Tays. Timmy Tom, Taylor Tay-Tayed.
Good. Now, the first scene she's in, pretty much
She's terrible in it.
She's terrible.
She's simply terrible in it.
But that's fine.
Taylor, you're good at so many things.
She's done so many
and
good
look,
things.
we know she'll listen to this.
Yeah, of course.
As well she does.
Yeah.
I read a GQ article when she's on pause on the tour. There's a handful of things she likes to do. Rest, relaxation, listen to Who Would Watch This.
Of course.
Re-listen to episodes of Serial. Who could blame her? Those are 4 great things.
Now, her first scene, pretty awful. Now, she's playing like a dumb blonde.
Yeah,
and
she's
Taylor,
being ditzy.
Yeah. I think in the second scene with Taylor and Taylor, they're being interviewed by Jamie Foxx's replacement, which is, I think, the homeless man. We breezed over it, but
one stage Jamie Foxx gives up on his job, and I think either a stranger starts doing his job,
Yes.
or it's the cameraman, or it's a homeless man. I don't know what happened there.
Either way,
he keeps going with the day job.
he's like, all right, fuck it, let's try and do some Voxies, huh? Let's get some fly on the wall shit. He's like, I got a school, let's go figure out what to go there. This
guy's a freaking predator, being like, I've got a microphone and a camera, I can finally get into a school without a warrant.
A warrant? He's like, man, those teachers are fucking feral. If I got a camera, though, I'm fine.
They're just being like, student, can you tell anything about the sheer amount of shankings that are happening today across all LA schools?
It's kind of fun. It's like the opposite of the Purge. War's done, but shankings are up. It really is. It really like balances itself out for the amount of deaths that happen in war and the amount of deaths that happen on Valentine's Day.
Wow. Valentine's Day, what a day.
Yeah.
What a fucking day. No wonder it got a movie about itself. What a wacky day for the world.
Do we like Taylor in this scene? I think she was fun.
I think she's great in this scene.
Yeah.
I don't think she is good at all in any other scene in this movie.
You said it pretty well. It's the only one. I think she's the only one giving a bit of energy.
Because everyone's been so bored the
'Cause
entire
why would
film,
they?
and there's no comedy in this.
No.
There's no genuinely joke I can point to where I go, that is a funny setup and payoff.
Yeah.
Nothing's funny in this at all. So when she is, just doing a lot.
Yeah.
I don't even think what she's doing is funny. She's just being told to do a lot, and that's great.
Yeah.
I think it's almost the enthusiasm of somebody getting to make a movie is coming off. If that makes sense.
Oh, 100%.
Like, she's leapt from being...
You can see all these actors going, this is the fucking, like, bottom of my barrel of my career. And Taylor's like, listen, I just had 2 albums. I'm in a goddamn movie.
Absolutely.
Things are up for me.
Yeah, she's just excited about fucking being
I'm going to
here.
VMAs next week. What could go wrong, huh?
Jennifer-
What could go wrong?
Jennifer Garner's shaking her head, just being like, I can't wait to get onto the set of Elektra. That's going to save my career.
Oh, God.
That's it for Taylor.
Yeah.
Because it's really just stunt casting, isn't it?
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
And also...
Were they dating? They weren't dating at the time, were they?
I don't know if they met here or if they were dating beforehand. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you. I'm not too entrenched in the lore.
Yes.
I only really care about the folklore of it all.
Oh.
I wiped my eyebrow just then.
Yeah.
Of all the glitter from the fucking concert I have just been at. Thank you very much.
That was just cocaine on your foot. That was just cocaine glitter.
Is it everywhere?
You're just
How much is there?
You're in a white face mask.
No, I swear to God, it's dandruff. It's not Coke. It's not Coke. Yeah, it's dandruff, that's for sure. Let's get on with this podcast.
Okay, where do we want to go? What do you want to finish
Oh,
off? 'Cause
God,
I can
I'm
tell you right
so
now, we can kind
disorientated.
of finish it off. Let's just go through. Let's just do a little recap.
Oh, hang on. Here's one of the things. Anne Hathaway again keeps getting caught in her sex working job.
Yes.
Queen Latifah listens to a full conversation.
Yep.
Anne Hathaway's taking calls via her work phone, even though she's just temping for today.
Yeah.
So crazy she was already on the money to send them through that phone.
Also, piss week connection right there. She's got a job for a day temping. I know she's maybe poor, but this is you know.
Yeah.
Not
Topher
good.
Grace is like, should we go out to dinner?
Yeah.
And they do go out to dinner later. This
thought-
is an okay scene.
This is an okay scene. They're
Yeah.
all sat in like a Valentines day restaurant. The tables are absolutely squished together. There's no room. It's awkward.
Yep.
He's like, hey, the guy's like, the set menu's like $400. He's like, is there anything cheaper for people that are just like figuring it out? The way it goes, come back when we're fucking serious, okay, mate? That's not on.
It
We're
was
not-
such a jab. I don't think I could have even ordered if the
I would have been like, listen, I need to go to war.
I would have
need
been
to
in fear.
Oh yeah.
In
There's
fear.
no coming back from that.
I've got to get back to those trenches, or I'm going to become a teacher or something.
Get me a weapon.
Yeah,
Is what I need.
I would go, God, nobody's having a worse day than me. And then if Jessica Biel walked across the restaurant, I would have gone, I'll stay.
It's a jungle out there. I can't be out there.
Okay is here. This is fine. I can stay here. It's also funny too because they're like elbow to elbow with people. They're not having a private conversation. He's drinking other people's water.
Yeah.
Like it is like a fun.
It's a fun scene. It's great.
It's
And
a
then
fun thing about the
then
greed of Valentine's Day for
Yes.
restaurants and all those things.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
But then he goes outside and she's taking a call. She's like, I'm gonna fucking spank you. And Topher Grace is like, really? On Valentine's Day? I was a jerk in there, and now you're telling me you're strapped for cash?
And I'll be a jerk out here.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
First calls her a slut, and then walks away and goes, I think I nailed that.
She gives such a great, like, do you know how much debt I'm in? Do you know how hard I have to work?
It's the best acting and monologue of the whole thing.
Oh,
Topher
it's
Grace,
one
like,
of those things where you go like, and that's why Anne Hathaway is like a good actress.
Yes.
Like she can pull off changing whatever mess of a character, two-dimensional being.
you
this
say
is.
that, but then you got the flip side, Topher Grace, and he goes, bitch, and then fucking storms off. He's like, I found an old man to go see a movie with. Okay, so that's my little thing. Yeah. They get back together at the end. They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
No.
They shouldn't. He disrespects her hardcore.
Yeah.
She deserves somebody way better. Somebody not from the mailroom.
Wow.
Shots fired, Topher. Shots fired.
I know it's Mardi Gras. I know it's Taylor Week, but come on, pack it in.
Pack it up, post it out. So on top of this, Jessica Alba leaves Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
He's barely inconvenienced about it. That's just the end, and Jessica Alba just sort of checks into a hotel.
She checks in, she's off, and then Ashton Kutcher, they're kind of like, I don't think the main character, but definitely like the entry point I think we spent the most with, is kind of done an hour and 10 into the film.
Yeah.
Which is very odd.
It was just bizarre.
Yeah. Now let's get on to my favorite scene. I think the scene that we just absolutely loved. Jennifer Garner's like, shit, okay, Ashton said I was getting cheated on. I'm going to do a little snooping. So she goes to his hospital. He's a doctor. I guess Grey's Anatomy. He's like, I'm not even typecast. I have a character. I'm just doing him.
That's why he did the juggling, to show there's range.
He did.
If I have to be a surgeon in both, this one's going to juggle.
She goes to the hospital and she's like, all right, hey, I need to get records on someone, an employee. The doctor's like, no, that's just not how this works. You're a stranger. This is completely not patient confidentiality. How about employee?
She's like, are you sick?
Yeah.
Do you have any reason to be here other than to snoop around somebody you claim to be seeing? No, I'm not going to give out the information, Miss Garner.
Then pretty much she gives a sad story. She's like, you ever been in love? And the doctor's like, oh, God. Here's the other assistant. She can talk you through the whole thing.
What follows is one of the worst line readings I have ever heard.
We needed to pause the film, rewind it 5 times, because we haven't got a goddamn clue what this actress says.
We might even... Let's just sub it in.
Yeah.
Bistro garden, early seating.
I've literally no idea.
And she gives a big walk up to that as well.
She
it's
does.
like a big, like you can't go, what was it, be a gravitas moment?
This is the line of the film,
Yeah.
is the sheer build-up of her walking over. We could not comprehend what she was saying. She was saying nonsense
we had
to
the
the screen.
script up, we didn't have subtitles for some reason.
Yeah, we had to log onto a laptop
Yeah.
and go to a different streaming service and put the subtitles on that movie and scroll to it to find out what she was saying. She just essentially walks and goes, Shona Gardner, plant some seeds.
Yeah. Give it a snip, abba beep.
Planting seeds.
Jennifer Garner, give it a give.
Jennifer, I thought she was flat out saying, Jennifer Gardner, plant seeding. And I thought, what was that? Because if Shirley MacLaine's playing herself in this movie, maybe Jennifer is too.
I think so, yeah. It's crazy. And I guess the information is just literally just, he's at a restaurant. Say that. Say it.
This is the line. And then what she's actually saying is
Bistro garden, early seating.
garden bistro, early seating.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Why bother?
I don't know why she says it so cryptically, like
Yes.
she's going to get found out and fired
Yeah,
over
she's
it.
in front of other people.
Why does she know?
Carl, we're at the hour. Do you want to just go through each character now and just finish off what they're...
Yeah, let's just finish off what they did. I cannot believe this. The movie's 2 hours long, and it really has no right to be.
No, it's pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous. We'll go... We'll when we get to
Kathy
who...
Bates comes back at the end.
Yes, let's go through it. So Kathy Bates goes to Jamie Foxx like, you did good, kid. You plowed Jessica Biel. So, she was a bit tragic. So,
Yeah.
good for you.
Break up with her tomorrow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cling on to her. She's a mess.
Bradley
She
Coo-
also has not fulfilled her job opportunities in the slightest.
No.
And frankly, Eric Dane should be worried about his future career
Don't
in
worry,
the
though.
NFL.
Eric Danes gives a speech. He's just like, hey, I'm gay. He pretty much does a Kevin Spacey, like, I'm gay, so you gotta employ me. So
Yeah.
that's my
It
little...
was crazy to me that both the publicist and the agent didn't know.
I think it was well hidden. I think it was 2010,
Well, I just think it's one of those things where he would be like, "I'm going to
I
come
don't
out
think
as gay."
that,
Like,
I don't think they
you
want to
would-
imply that Hollywood actors all know that they're like people are gay and they're just hiding it from the audience.
Yeah, they didn't want to lift the lid on Hollywood too much, did they?
Valentine's Day was just like, whoa, we're just breezing them through. We're stealing a bit of money from you guys, and that's it. That's all we're doing, huh?
So Bradley Cooper and Eric Dane end up together. They're very happy.
Yes.
So that's great.
It's 2010's gay, so a single rose brushes his cheek. Do we even know if it's Bradley Cooper? We assume
it was Bradley
Do
Cooper.
we pan up to Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, he kneels down into frame.
Okay, huge.
And I don't know if they kiss or not. I don't think they do. I think they just
I think
go,
they Eskimo kiss.
I think they literally just put their hands on one another and they go, "This is enough for 2010." It's been 2 years since Brokeback Mountain. This is enough.
Well, it didn't win an Oscar, so they're like, listen,
Yeah.
we're trying to win an Oscar here, okay? We're trying to win some goddamn O's. We get Patrick Dempsey. His wife broke up with him.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
We
He's
don't
just
know.
eating, he's just eating
He's
pizza.
he's just eating
It could
pizza.
just be a B-roll.
Frankly, his family situation could be roses right now. We don't know. There's no fulfillment given.
Topher Grace and Anne Hathaway, fuck. They're
Yep.
like, this is good. This
They're
is good.
happy.
Yep.
Julia Roberts ends up being the mum of
That
the
boy,
kid.
the little boy.
And the kid ended up wanting to give roses to Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner said, "No, you are a child, and I'm an adult with a shank.
Yep.
So why don't you
Back the fuck up.
get away from me,
Back the fuck up.
you perv?"
Yep.
And then what happens is, because Ashton Kutcher's so sad about Jessica Alba, and he didn't use that special rose box that
Yes.
they've been teasing, He gives that to the boy to give to Jennifer Garner. When Jennifer Garner rejects the boy decides to give it to another girl at the restaurant that's in his class.
It's huge.
When they open this box, we are treated to the most fugly flower ever committed to screen. None of this is pretty.
You think the whole time it's this little shitty box you can buy from like the dollar store. You think, well, there may be some. We kind of all were hoping for a dildo, and when it was just like a corsage that had been wilted because it's been there for like a day.
Oh god, it was so ugly and foul.
Yeah.
It might as well. They should have done a Pulp Fiction. It's not about what's in the box.
That's so much better and cheaper for the budgets.
Yep.
You know, just like, well, we saved a lot of money there. We never show it.
Honestly, they should have opened the box, and if it should really have just been about 40,000 butterflies go out into the air, and it's really beautiful.
Go to credits. That will do.
Oh, we never find out the ambiguity.
Oh my god,
that would make this movie a classic. I guarantee you, people would be debating about what was in that box for years. Years. I would have loved it if it was literally he had just been sold a crack of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he essentially is.
Yeah, he has. He's like,
He has
yeah,
been
dude, this is good shit.
This is
It's
great.
a shitty box and a flower I found on the ground. You know, give it to your fiancé.
Imagine if it was just a box of ecstasy, and he'd give it to that kid, give it to that
It's like,
girl. And
gosh,
they were like,
she's
oh,
like, thank God, finally some goddamn love, huh?
yeah, right.
I'm gonna turn the school around, huh? No more shanks. We're gonna be fucking vibing.
I don't know. I think that's everything. Queen Latifah ends up becoming a sex worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Julia Roberts has just been in transport all day.
Yeah.
All day long.
It's really, she's in a taxi. Even when she's at home, she's kind of riding like a little scooter.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It's a lot. She's basically just asked to sit the entire film, so that's enjoyable for her.
Carl, who would watch Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day, I think, is for the mistreated and the hollow.
Yeah.
And if this is a movie you get any sort of enjoyment from, I think you're wrong. And I think you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion. And I don't think you're worthy of love. As for who it's for, I don't know. Spinsters? Oscar, you?
I just want to apologize for, I guess, one, Carl's comments on you big fans out there, but also but also,
if you have a problem, you can write to us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
I'll say this right now. askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to explain the plot, because I'll be honest, most of this film, or most of this episode, was just going through this horrible plot.
It's just the characters saying hey to one another.
Yeah.
We don't even talk about Joe.
It's pretty powerful in terms of like cinema. I've never seen it just committed on screen.
George Lopez runs into the back of Eric Dane, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. That's a scene. What do you want us to do here, you know? What do you want us to do here? So you know what? Actually, if you want us to watch this, you know, you are a spinster, huh?
I think so. There's nobody's getting enjoyment out of this movie now.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's only famous now because of Taylor.
If you're a Swiftie, my God, not the first scene she's in,
Yeah.
or the second scene she's in, or the fourth scene she's in, but my God, the third scene she is in, she nails it.
And although we've been very critical about how broken up this is and has no real tangible, connections, I can't stress to you enough. You do need to watch the entire film from start to finish to get the full effects of that film.
You absolutely do. I do also
do not watch as a clip online.
I do want to go out on a limb and simply say, I really do think for like a $60 million star-studded rom-com, this is actually one of the worst written, directed, and acted films ever.
Yeah. We've done a lot.
I feel like this movie's atrocious.
We did The
to sit
Tourist
through.
last week, which was two A-listers at their peak doing fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of A- people here and some A positives doing fucking less. It's crazy. To the point that I think this was just a bit of a scam.
It's all shot in LA for the convenience of the actors.
Yeah.
If this had all taken place in Venice, this movie would probably have a 3.
I assume Julia Roberts has a plane in her backyard, and they just filmed it there because it was easy.
Yeah, I assume this is just the living room, and Bradley was around.
Yeah, well, of course he was. He was riding his freaking.
He was being a little maestro.
He was hungover.
He was hungover. Oscar, palate cleanser?
Carl, I gotta tell you, we really did have a proper palate cleanser.
We did.
We both sat down and watched Ghost.
Oh my God.
Now, I gotta tell you right now, if you haven't seen Ghost, all you know is that pottery scene. The film has been lying to you. Every pop culture's been lying to you. This is the greatest goddamn film I've ever seen. If you think it's just a romance of just these two people, no. I gotta tell you, they're making the pots in the first scene, and then and then Patrick Swayze's killed and goes back as a ghost. I didn't know it was this literal. This is the greatest goddamn thing ever.
It's camp,
Yeah.
it's action, it's comedy. Whoopi Goldberg's giving one of the best comedic performances of a lifetime.
Yes.
She's playing off Patrick Swayze so well. The movie is directed by the guy that did Airplane and Rat Race, and he's churned out a classic.
Yeah.
In today's money, the movie made $1.2 billion.
It made more than Barbie almost, which is crazy, and yet it's not because it's that good.
It's that good. It's so violent suddenly.
It has fun. It has some like really graphic scenes, and it's just great.
It's tense.
Yeah.
There's moments of tension.
Yeah.
It also looks beautiful.
I've never seen New York this scary.
Oh my
no,
God.
I have, but you know,
The nighttime scenes are just that beautiful, like, fake blue glow,
Yes.
like back in the day when they're like, nighttime's blue,
Yeah.
you know? And then there's just, like, great practical stuff as well
Yeah.
throughout the movie. And yeah, there's some, like, of the special effects are a bit cheesy.
I'm just padding
but
up.
they're
That's camp. That's camp. That's camp.
That's the
Anything
thing,
that's
though.
good, camp. If it's not camp, camp.
And the way that the movie also is just delightfully pays off. It really is one of those things where it's like they don't make it like they used to.
No, exactly.
It's one of those movies people would probably say now is like tonally inconsistent or doesn't know what it wants to be. But no, this movie's having it all.
This film, yeah, exactly. It's not like it's like, let's do all the genres. It's like, no, we're going to do 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of that, 10 minutes, and it all works fantastically.
has a great villain.
Yes.
As well, has a great villain.
I've not seen a villain in so long where I'm like, normally it's been like told like, hey, they're evil. No, I hate this man.
I hate this villain.
Hate him.
Hated him.
Hate him.
Oh god. And then on top of that, the movie also has like its own mythology around what it is to be a ghost.
Yes.
And I loved that too.
I think
Actually
so.
has world building.
Yeah.
Who knew?
But-
Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze's classic Ghost.
But I gotta tell you, guys, yeah, it's tricking you. It's not a romance. It gives it up. It's like, I don't give a shit about that. You got the horny pottery scene, and we're done. We got some ghost shit to do now. It's an action flick. It's Die Hard, essentially.
Oh god, it's so good. I'd go and watch this movie in a cinema in a heartbeat.
Oh.
I used to watch this a lot as a kid, rediscovering it the other night. I'm all in on Ghost.
All in on Ghost. Oh my god, I fucking love Ghost.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Just cut it. We don't need to do that. Carl, that was Ghost. I mean, or whatever, Valentine's Day. Listen, guys, check out Ghost. That's the if you want, there's one takeaway from this film, this podcast, watch Ghost.
It's Ghost is just it's 90s to a T.
Yeah.
It's perfect in every literal way.
Oh, thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.